to WKP. Today we're going to be tracking potential tropical cyclone 3, which still has the potential of becoming tropical storm Claudette. Right now, winds inside of this storm are at 45 miles per hour, so tropical storm winds. But we need to get a more well-defined center on PTC3 for it to become a tropical storm, which I do believe will happen probably right before landfall. Anyway, let's get right into the forecast. So, one of the main problems with this storm, of course, will be the winds. So, we should expect some high winds with this storm. Probably gusts more near 50 or 60, but our main issue with the storm will be the rain. As you can see with the GFS model, we're going to be seeing especially a lot of rain near Biloxi and New Orleans. We're already seeing quite a bit of rain there right now. I'll get more into an in-depth forecast on the rain. So we're going to be seeing quite a bit of rain from the storm, and the rain field is going to start expanding once the storm moves inland. Later on over this weekend, we're going to be seeing this storm move out back over water, and that is where it will dissipate, though some models do show that it could re-strengthen over water. Let's go to the National Hurricane Center's report on the storm. All right, so the key messages for potential tropical cyclone 3 are as follows. The system is expected to produce heavy rainfall and considerable flash urban and small stream flooding tonight and through the weekend along the central Gulf Coast. Flood impacts will spread northeastward into the southern Appalachians. Tropical storm conditions have begun along portions of the central Gulf Coast from eastern Morgan City, Louisiana to the Okaloosa-Walton County line, Florida, including New Orleans. These winds will spread inland and continue into Saturday. Yes, especially the wind gusts will be something we need to keep an eye on, which I will go over in a minute. Anyway, here's what our rainfall forecast will likely be. Some areas in Mobile, Alabama, we could be seeing 10 to 15 inches of rain, and for New Orleans, we could see 6 to 10 inches of rain. All the way up into around Birmingham and Atlanta, we could be seeing some very heavy rainfall amounts. So our flash flooding potential is 20% moderate. As you can see, since my last update, we've had a more broad area where we could see, hold on, let me pull up my pen here. Okay, since my last update, we have had a much more broad area, as you can see, where these where we have a chance of seeing flash flooding. So that's definitely something we need to keep an eye on. If you live anywhere in these areas, please keep an eye out, and especially don't go out and driving since we do have the potential for flash flooding. What are the chances you're going to see tropical storm force winds? Well, there is actually a 90% chance now for New Orleans and the Louisiana coast where we could see winds of tropical storm force, and as the report said, we are already seeing those winds on land. So if you live anywhere in these areas, especially even up this far, you could see the potential for tropical storm force winds, and especially tropical storm force wind gusts. We'll need to keep an eye on those wind gusts like I previously mentioned. The wind pretty much is already arriving, so other places should start seeing the rain around Saturday at 8 a.m. So basically overnight we're going to be seeing that rain come in, and I want to show you the cone of uncertainty. So it is still forecast that we will see this as a tropical storm on land. And one of the important things of this right here is the wind field. Take a look at that. There's really not much wind on this side of the storm, but it's really all in this direction. So if you do live on this side of the storm, expect some wind. So as this is moving on land, I would expect that wind field to affect places like Pensacola, Florida, where we could be seeing those tropical storm force winds. So if you are in that area, please keep an eye out for this, since we have that more broad wind field. And what could happen, which has been showing on the models for a couple days, as this moves on into land, we could see that wind field broaden just a little bit. That can happen once these storms come on land, and that's definitely something we want to keep an eye on. Let's move over to windy.com, and I'm going to bring up the satellite imagery for you just to get an idea of what this storm is looking like. As you can see, since the last updates we've been having, we're definitely getting more of an obvious center, though we still need a more obvious center, of course, for it to be considered a tropical storm. But it's starting to become more obvious, and this storm is definitely starting to become more compact. Another thing that we should keep an eye on is the total rainfall amount. I know I've talked a lot about rain, but I want to go into exactly what we should expect as for rainfall totals. Okay, as you can see, we're going to be seeing rainfall totals as of now around 1 to about 0.69, 0.67 to 1 inch for New Orleans. And as we go on later into the night, we're going to be seeing less and less rain, luckily, as this moves on out. But we're going to be seeing some heavier rain come into Mississippi, where Gulfport and Biloxi could both see some high amounts of rain. And we could also see some heavier rain inland in Mississippi around Wiggins, where we could see 1 inch of rain. And as we go out through the week, we could be seeing some heavier inland rain. As you can see, the rain field on the storm does get very large as it goes inland. So the rain problem will go quite inland, as you can see, up into Livingston, Alabama, and the areas nearby. We could be seeing 1.64 to and higher rain amounts, and this will keep going as we go more inland. As you can see, we're going to be seeing a ton of rain moving inland. Birmingham, Alabama could be seeing a lot of rain. Areas near Birmingham, Alabama could see up to 3 inches of rain and heavy thunder. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye out on. That's definitely why that flash flooding chance went so inland, is because we could be seeing some flash flooding inland. So as you can see, that rain is going to luckily start breaking up through the Carolinas, and this storm is going to move out over water. And for total rain accumulation, we could see around 4 inches, 3 inches for New Orleans, and near the coast around Port Sulphur, around 4 inches of rain. Up near Birmingham, Alabama, we're also going to be seeing around 4 inches of total rain accumulation. Even in some areas, let me bring that up here. We could be seeing around 7 inches of rain near Barry, Tuscaloosa, and Brookwood. Sorry if I mispronounced any of those places. If you live in any of those places, expect plenty of rain. Like Tuscaloosa could be seeing 5+ inches of total accumulated rain from this system. So we're going to be seeing a lot of rain. And as far as wind gusts go, yes, wind gusts are something we have to keep an eye on, because what could happen is we're going to be seeing those stronger wind gusts moving on in. This evening and into tomorrow, we're going to be seeing 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts in Mobile, Alabama. We're also going to be seeing around 47-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 49-mile-per-hour wind gusts around Monroeville, Alabama, I believe. Mississippi, I'm sorry. And we're going to be seeing that wind field, as you can see, start to broaden, really getting wide, affecting anywhere from Jacksonville all the way up to Charleston, South Carolina, and into Georgia and into Georgia and South Carolina is where that wind field is really going to start expanding. We could be seeing wind speeds in this area around 50 mile per hour for wind gusts, not sustained wind. These are wind gusts. And down to Jacksonville, around 35 mile per hour wind for Jacksonville. And of course, this is in wind gusts. Again, these are all wind gusts. And these luckily will also weaken as it moves on out over water. So sustained wind for these areas probably won't be very strong, but the wind gusts are still something we should keep an eye on. And also the flash flooding potential is definitely something we should keep an eye on. And as far as storm surge, we're only going to be seeing around 2 feet in some areas. So that is basically what we're going to be seeing. Yes, it is still possible we could see a tropical storm out of this, and I won't be surprised if it is considered a tropical storm very, very soon. Thank you for watching. This has been WKP. Hopefully later this evening I will have another update. Thank you for watching.